So, can a pair of relatively affordable IEM monitoring systems help the weekend warrior get a better sound for under 200 smackers? Let's see.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Right guys, so the Xvive IEM monitoring system, the U4, I've been hearing a lot about this system, so I thought, well, I need to check it out really. So today would be the best day to check it out because I've got a youth performance gig at a venue. Now, what people have been doing with with this unit in particular, is they've been using it in the semi-professional environment. So they've got their own in-ear monitoring stuff, and they're just plugging this in instead of their traditional in-ear monitoring system. I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to think, if you are just Joe Weekend, can you buy this for under 200 English pounds? Go to a gig, give the sender to the front of house guy and say, give me that instead of me monitor mix. Be X amount of meters away from the desk and play your gig on a smaller stage. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And if that works, then these are an absolute godsend. So just having a look. So nice box, very Apple-like. Nothing else in there, so no sweets or anything. Come on, Xvive, at least give us one chocky. Right, and then little sheath comes off, and then you have your unit. Very, very nice looking unit. I have to say. The XLR end, the sender, looks very, very professional. It's all metal. Well, metal and plastic. Obviously, because the sender can't be metal. Nice buttons and stuff, nice LEDs and that. It feels very, very premium, to be completely honest with you. And then you have this little sucker. So this is the brains of the operation. So this is your receiver. Very easy. There's an on switch. There is a 6-band selector, and then you've got a volume rocker. How good this is going to be with sweaty mittens, I don't know. If you've got sweaty fingers, that might be a bit of a pain, because there's no way you're going to be able to use it like that, so you're going to have to kind of get your hands on it. But the beauty of this is that because the on switch is separate, you can fire and forget this. Once you know your volume's good, you just turn it on, so you never have to mess about. Now, when you look at this in replacement, so I've been using more traditional style in-ear monitoring. So first I'd use this company, LD. This, not great, really. A lot of dropouts. You have to turn it on to turn the volume, so you were kind of fiddling about with your volume for a little bit before the show. Then I'm currently using this guy, Debbie. Again, very similar situation. Input, turn it on, set your volume, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is with 5 other guys in the band, all using the same senders. We're all using the same mix. It's a bit of a nightmare. This will alleviate one of those nightmares, as in I get my own individual mix. Brilliant. This is the guy, and I'm just going to... There you go, there's the money shot right there. Okay, cool. So, very small, as you can see, in relation to the size of the other packs. it's a bit smaller, isn't it? It's almost a quarter of the size. So that's that. So that's the kit. So it's got, I'll put some of the details on the screen about what it's capable of. It seems like a very, very capable product. Strap's really good. Everything just seems to it sounds almost too good to be true. It is on the 24 megahertz range, which is can be a little bit crowded. So I'm going to see. Again, because today there's going to be a room maybe with 100 people in, and there is going to be a lot of mobile phones, and I'm going to place this at the back of the room. I'm going to throw the signal across all of those mobile phones, and I'm going to see if it gets to my in-ears. So it's kind of a real world test for the Weekend Warrior, this. So let's have a look and see if it works. So there you go. This is the Xvive U4 for the guy who just wants to show up at a gig. Give that to the sound guy. Sorry if I keep looking that way. I've got the screen out and it winds me up. But I'm looking at you. I'm seriously looking at you. Right, okay, so there's your send out. I'm going to throw this in the back of the room, which is, I don't know how many meters it is, but I'll tell you later. And then I'm going to see if I can get through all of that mobile phone 2.4 megahertz chatter and still hear myself at the show. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So let's see if that happens. There's a lot more videos out there that do sound samples and stuff. I might have a little go with that. We'll see. But yeah, for what it is, for this level of fidelity, for under 200 quid, and it is tiny. I say it is literally, you could hide it in your hand, and that is just the same size as, I don't think I've got an XLR plug near me, but it's the same size. It's pretty much the same size as a standard XLR cable end. Absolutely brilliant. So guys, worthwhile checking out, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to throw this through about 100 people, all running 2.4 on their mobile phones, see if I can get from the back of the room to me for the whole show. Also, what I'm going to be doing is possibly a range test. So I'll put this in the desk and I'll just go for a little walk with this. Dead easy to use, guys, honestly. So just in operation while we're here. I won't do this in the other section, I'll do it in this section. So you turn these both on. There we have it. You double tap the selector and you select, let's go with 4. It is 4. It is 4. Right, and then you do exactly the same thing with this. You double tap and then you move it to 4. You have to double tap because it locks, which is great. So now we are sender and receiver. Double tap, move it round to 1. Double tap, move it round to 1. And there you go. We're locked in. Good to go. Simples. Can't be that hard, can it? Turn that off. Turn that off. If you're running line level, then you stick it on line. If you're running auxiliary, stick it on auxiliary, and that'll give you whatever levels you need without distortion. Absolutely golden. Great rig. And that's it. Let's go and see how well it does as a show. And let's see how far we can go with it. Let's do that. So here we are at kind of a Weekend Warrior size gig. There's Jam Studios in St. Helens, which is where I tutor from. So basically I am sending from the desk there to the pack, and I'm easily getting to the stage from there. So that would mean that at any Weekend Warrior kind of style or size venue, you can use this rig, get amazing in ears because they sound super good. The quality is unreal from here, and I am a good distance away from where the desk is. If I walk around the corner and I kind of go around here, I start dropping out almost instantly. So as soon as there's a wall or any type of building, it's going to start affecting the sound a bit. Now it is cutting out, but it's not really bad. So, can hear everything, sounds great. And that is coming from there. So what I'm going to try and do, run this rig with a room full of iPhones. I'd see if when it's full of 2.4 it'll interfere or not. So let's see what happens. But for right now, getting that far away from the stage means that you can use this rig, and the sound guy can send you your own in-ear mix. You don't need anything else. But this little Xvive U4, that's a bit good. Weekend Warriors, this is maybe the unit to buy. So, in summary, I showed up to the gig with my little Xvive pouch that contains my 858. Sorry, no, I wish 858, my 535s that need a clean. My transmitter and my little baby receiver, and I did about 40 minutes with no dropouts at all. If the desk needed me to go out via a headphone or whatever, I just connect the supplied adapter and away I would have gone. It would not have mattered. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. So I ran that with no dropouts at all, unless I went through a wall. The minute you go out of line of sight, doesn't like it from that distance. So I was a good chunk of way from the sound desk. So yes, Weekend Warriors, you can have in-ear monitoring. You literally just give the front of house guy one of them, and you say, right, dude, give me more cowbell, and you get more cowbell, and then you're done. If you're in a band situation, you can have that coming out of the back of your desk on stage, and you've got your own mono mix, which is also great. If you find that this is getting some type of interference on stage, you literally just run an XLR cable from the back of your desk to this guy, which sits right next to you on stage. Just sits just off to your left or right. That way you are right next to the receiver. So it seems like a little bit of a no-brainer. That's a very small in-ear monitoring setup. That is it. That will fit in a pocket. Anyway, for the money, I would suggest that look, you're not going to go and play Wembley Stadium with this rig. The sound quality was surprisingly good. Was I expecting a lot from it? Maybe not. Did I enjoy the experience? Yeah, totally. I could totally have done a gig with this. I did do. Will do more gigs with it. I think it's great. Obviously, it's not stereo, so if you want stereo and you want all of that fidelity, we're going to have to move up the range a little bit, which hopefully I'll be able to bring you a video on soon. But for £180 or less than £200, you can get into in-ear monitoring for a good venue, good sized Weekend Warrior venue. And I'm talking up to maybe 1,000 capacity clubs. Anything up to 500 capacity, you are going to be able to give the sound guy your in-ear monitoring mix. That's brilliant. If you're in a bigger band, you can just run that from your own desk. If you're in a bigger band than that, maybe you're going to want to be looking at something a little bit better. But anyway, blown away. No interference at all. A room full of mobile phones filming kids. So there was a lot of people online. There was a lot of 2.5, and I didn't get a dropout or no interference, and I was on one for both, which you would assume would be the widest band. No interference, no nothing. Absolutely brilliant. So, guys, that is it. That is the Xvive U4. Possibly a little bit longer than I hoped video. Distance, great. Definitely Weekend Warrior friendly. Really good fidelity. Like the fact that the volume is separate from the on button, which would then lead to it's fire and forget. I really do dig it. It's really, really good. Okay, cool. So that is the Xvive U4. I think you should, if you're in a small band, I think you should definitely think about, instead of buying one of these like LD 6-pot type things where everyone's on the same mix, I would just think, look lads, I'm going to look after myself, and I'd go and sort yourself one of them. That would be my opinion. Right guys, excellent news. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace and love and all that jazz. Take it easy. Try now.